Hey guys, Marsenga here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to jump into the burst mode that has just released for the Shadow Dragons Dokkan Fest event as part of part 2 of the New Year celebration and the release of LR Omega Shenron. I thought it was stage 3, but it is only stage 2. And we're going to jump in and do the MAJIN BUU Saga team and get our maximum 6,000 points. I will do the Mastered Evolution one as a separate video as well. But yeah, we're going to try and go for the most points possible. So we're going to try a Tech and Int team. So we'll put on the team cost 1. We're going to put on, yeah, might as well give the boss all of this, can nullify all these things. We don't want him to have damage reduction from Tech and Int, so we'll do that. Attack and defense extra 200%. Give him the damage reduction. Normally what we like to do with these is we try and avoid giving the enemy as much attack up as we can. Until we absolutely have to, right? So we can give the enemy a ton of HP, we can give them a ton of defense, they can reduce damage. We don't like to go for the attack locking, that's pretty terrible, or the rotation locking I should say. And then we can put on these two. So we need to get 80 points in order to get to the 6,000 points. So in that case we will, let's see, I don't want to give them too much attack. Like, these are obviously worth only 10 each, but each one is a 100% attack. So what we can do is if we give them the 150% attack, that then gives us a little bit here that we can kind of take away. So we could take away all of the HP buffs, and then we could drop these down. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that, because that's only a difference of if we dropped that and then put that on, it is 200%. So we might as well have that and have more things that we can take away. This is what you want to try and look for, especially if you do jump in and you do find the event to be a little bit difficult. Always try and get as low as you can, close to 6,000. Obviously, if you want to go for a higher score, you know, feel free to try that as well. But this is the team that I made for a Tech and Int MAJIN BUU Saga team. So we have Vegeta. He, of course, has the 200% lead for his Buu Saga or Vegeta Family 170, and then Gifted Warriors an extra 30. That's only Vegeta, so he's the only unit on the team is him and this guy that will be getting the buff. But we've got a pretty solid team. This Trunks can be pretty decent when run with a Goten, so of course we have this guy. And yeah, I guess technically we could run his actual partner, who is the Int Gotenks, but this one is a support unit, so I thought he would be pretty good. So yeah, that's it. We're just going to jump in. We're going to see what we can do. Obviously, with this one, we're going to take our time. Hopefully, try and get some key on the way there. Now, the thing is, I forget what the typings are. It's been a long time since I've done this, so we'll see, I guess, which way we end up going, who we fight. Because on this stage, you do actually have to fight a bunch of other Shadow Dragons on the way to the final boss. So this was always a slightly frustrating Dokkan event back in the day. I remember when STR Omega first came out. I've talked about it in the past when telling, like, you know, Dokkan stories from long ago. He's one of the first units when my account was very, very young that I did not pull with the stones that I had when he released. So then had to actually buy stones to summon for him. Because yeah, I feel like everyone has that kind of like honeymoon period, right, when you start a new account where it feels like you're getting crazy luck right at the beginning, and then there's always that one banner that comes along where you don't get super lucky, and then that's when you have to decide, you know, whether you are going to stay true to being a free-to-play. I mean, it's never something I had deliberately said, you know, when I started playing it, oh, I'm just going to be free-to-play, blah, 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 like, you know. If I enjoy playing a game like this, even if it's not a game I'm going to end up playing for ages, a game I may even only play for like a short time, like things like when I used to play Apex, I'll drop a couple of bucks here and there for like a skin or something. But yeah, this was the main banner where I decided to actually pick up a couple of sale packs to get the STR Omega. So, and to be fair, when he came out, like the STR team was very, very good. This -3 key really coming back to bite me here, but we did get the 6 orbs for Majin Vegeta at least, so he does at least actually have the damage reduction, you know, and we have a Trunks on the team. We have the Kid Trunks, so one of the main reasons why I brought him, of course, was so that we actually get the Majin Vegeta intro animation buff. I should put the animations on for at least going into the last fight. Fortunately, it seems like the buffs, I mean, I'm assuming they do apply to all the fights, because is this will be the first burst mode. It's one of the few Dokkan events, to be fair, at all. But this is the first burst mode that has a separate fight that you can go into on the way to the boss. So I'm assuming the buffs would apply. I mean, they must do. There's no way a Dokkan event this old does that much damage to the Easy Aid LR Vegito duo, right? Without those modifiers being taken into account. So we'll go ahead and we'll put the animation on now so we can see it for the next fight. And then we'll go ahead and do this. Now, Gohan is definitely a unit that's going to have some value, because by giving the guy, the boss, an extra bunch of defense and HP, the fight is going to potentially take a little bit longer, and therefore that's going to give him an opportunity to get some stacks in. So he should end up being very powerful. In fact, we probably will end up at the point where we get to see him actually transform as well. So that should end up working out quite nicely. And yeah. Now, we are getting support for Vegeta from this Goten as well, because he does support gifted warriors, so he works out quite nicely. We basically just want to have this rotation set up, right? Majin Vegeta with the LR Vegito, and then the other rotation Majin Vegeta with the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and then we should be looking pretty good. So don't quite finish off Ice here, but we get the additional super, so there you go. Very strange. I don't think there are... Let me know down below. There's no other Dokkan event, because obviously events have other phases where you fight different characters, potentially. But is there another Dokkan event where you actually fight, like there's other actual battles, like on the way to the boss? I don't believe there is, unless there's one I'm just missing off the top of my head. But either way, very interesting design for a Dokkan event here. But we make it to Omega, so here we go. So we get our Vegeta intro. We do actually have the Super Saiyan Kid Trunks as the Trunks on the team, so, you know, extra points for lore, for relevancy there, or accuracy, I should say. So, yeah, Judo Chop, Kid Trunks, and then it's time to get serious. Alright, so, well, I said all of that about Gohan. I probably should keep him on one of the rotations, really, although he does not link well with Vegeta, so maybe floating him is the better idea. In the long run, floating him isn't the good idea, because we do want him to stack, but I guess, to be fair, not really thinking in advance about how badly Gohan links with other units on some of these teams, he is potentially going to miss... I mean, if we'd put him in slot 1 on this turn, we would have got a super, but the chances of him missing a bunch of supers as we go through this event are fairly high. So we're going to be relying on additionals a little bit, so maybe it's not quite going to work out exactly how we would like for Gohan to be showing out here. So yeah, I think we can do this, right? If we do this, as much as I want Vegeta to super, but I mean, look at this, like the orbs, not great. Everyone getting the minus to ki is pretty annoying. So we can do this, and then, man, I really thought that other orb was going to stop there, which is awkward. Yeah, maybe the team building wasn't quite as tight as it should have been here. I mean, int and tech only for Majin Buu Saga, there's definitely not as much of a crazy selection as I would have liked for some of these units. Maybe bringing the int Goten would have been better, and just having the rotation of those two together. This rotation obviously is very good, right? Vegeta with this other Vegeta, and then having the support from the Goten. Very strong rotation here. How much do we take from this? This is pre-super, but... Oh, well, we'll just take 0, because Majin Vegeta... I don't know, I didn't actually check the friend's hidden potential, but I know when Majin Vegeta first came out, he was a popular character to have a full dodge build, so I wouldn't be surprised if the friend has gone full dodge. I think the good thing is here, if we time this right, because the Vegeta, just like the Goku, has the transformation if the enemy has a certain amount of HP left, right? So we might be able to time this nicely enough that we can go into the next phase and get the transformation basically straight away, right? So we'll do this. Missing a lot of supers here, but at least we can get one for Gohan. Vegeta with the dodge, let's go. This is actually my one. The problem is, of course, by having the modifier where if you don't do a certain amount of damage, you don't do any damage, it means that you missing supers essentially just means we aren't doing any damage at all. Which is awkward, but what can you do? That's why it would have been nice to get those key nodes along the way to the fight and actually get some better distribution of that ki amongst some of these other characters that could have really done with it, because we can't even get 3 orbs for this friend Vegeta here, so it's very possible that he's about to take some big damage from Omega if Omega decides to super. We're getting a Dokkan attack on turn 5. I suppose that's the advantage of having to build up for those other stages, I guess, right? The fact that we had the Dokkan gauge building up in those other fights. I did wonder how we could get it so quickly if we're on turn 5, but I suppose that is the reason. So, will we take him out here? I don't know. He has a lot of HP. A lot of HP, a lot of defense, so making it harder for ourselves, but, you know, we're not taking a lot of damage. I think that's the key. I've seen a lot of people, when they do their burst mode runs, they put on these modifiers to get a high score, and if you give the enemy too much attack, you spend, you know, 15-20 minutes getting all the way through to the last phase, and then you get one shot by a super attack. So, by giving the enemy more defense and HP, but not a lot of attack, the event might take longer to get all the way through, but you're less likely to get surprised by a random super, right? So that's why I usually try and do it this way. So we'll do this. All right, we can actually get supers for everyone on this turn. Let's go. Okay, a full rotation of super attacks. Not something we'd usually be overly celebrating, but you love to see it. And then I'm guessing there's, if I remember back to this event, I mean, this is Omega's actual final form, the STR Omega. So, are there only 2 phases? I guess it would be supplemented by the fact there's those other fights. Because if this was like a modern Dokkan event, right, this would be like the SSRR, and then we'd fight the TUR. But at the time of this unit releasing, the STR Omega was the only TUR Omega Shenron, right? So, there shouldn't be another phase after this, I want to say. But we got the orbs for Vegeta. Oh, no, that was them. Ooh, 312. That's a lot. Although, you know what that means? If we stay below 50% HP, the next turn will be we're past turn 6. So, we get our transformation for you. Perfect. And then we can get our transformation for Vegito, get a full heal. That'll be very spicy. As long as we don't end up getting supered here, that would not be good. But, ooh. Now, Vegeta, you don't get... How many orbs do you need to guard? Is it 6? Yeah, he's only effective against all types with 3. That's awkward. Because there's a lot of int orbs there, which would be really good. I feel like I could take the risk and do this, as long as Vegeta doesn't get supered. Because Majin Vegeta can get 7 orbs here. That does heal us above 50% HP, though, which I don't really like. So... Because I really do want to get that fusion, but I feel like I need to be a little bit careful just in case somebody takes the super, right? Because would Vegeta, this Vegeta, would he live the super attack without the guard? I'm not sure. I mean, if the LR Goku and Vegeta took like 300k, that's a lot. We'll see. This Vegeta with the damage reduction, it would be kind of good for him to get super. I guess him or Gohan getting supered here would be good. Because they probably wouldn't take double digits, but they're not going to take a crazy amount, so... I mean, Gohan hasn't had a lot of stacks, but he does have guard, which is, of course, very beneficial for situations like this. Additional super, maybe? Yep, there we go. Get another stack, we take those. Now get supered and don't die. That'd be a great way for this to pan out here. Okay, well, never mind. I guess this is before the days where bosses would just super attack you every single turn relentlessly, but... Oh boy. Well... I mean, we could just do this, I suppose. So we'll do that. Hopefully, if they'll get their dodge, if they're going to get supered here. But I'm a little bit concerned about Trunks, I will say. But let's see how this is going to pan out here. Oh, God, please dodge. Come on, boys, you got this. They got this, okay. Because remember, they do have dodge built into their passive. I wasn't just praying for a random hidden potential dodge there, so... That works out quite nicely. Then if Trunks does take some damage from a normal, I think we should be looking good going through to the next turn. We could still end up getting back to this rotation, dropping below 50% HP. That would be very cool to get the finish to this with the fusion of Vegito, and then maybe clap him up with some counters. That would be nice. Ooh, this is a good... Okay, yeah, this is a good turn. So you get your effective against all types, and you don't need to worry about defense. Then you can grab these. You can grab these. We may actually just win this turn. So we'll see how we go. Because Majin Vegeta is effective against all types. So he should do some okay damage. They're both being supported by Goten. I really can't wait for this guy's Easy A, this Tech Majin Vegeta. I always really liked him when the Dual Dokkan Fest for him and the Transforming Goku came out. So I'm very much looking forward to his Easy A. But who knows when that will be. The next time we get any sort of celebration that is like Majin Buu Saga related, or Super Saiyan 2 related, or Goku versus Vegeta related, I don't know. We could end up seeing that, so that would be very cool. Definitely does not want to give me the fusion for the Vegeta though, does it? So a little bit unfortunate, but what can I do? I can do this. I guess there's no real point transforming Gohan, especially because we're not going to super here still. Nah, we'll just do this. Alright, so this could still be the final turn. Okay, he's going to super Vegeta. Vegeta at least got his orb, so he's got his full damage reduction. Yeah, only takes just under 100k. Not bad. And then, yeah, everyone else on the rotation tanks normals pretty well. So there you go. You can see, like, the strategy here, as I always go through in these burst modes. The strategy, as I've said at the beginning, as I've said earlier throughout the run, is, like, just give the enemy extra HP, extra defense. It takes a bit longer to kill them, but it makes it a lot more difficult for them to just come out and kill you, especially, like, you know, taking that super where we took, like, 300k. If we'd given the enemy all of the attack buffs to try and, you know, ratchet up our score significantly, we just would have got killed. So, at least this way round, we are able to survive. We're still getting some pretty good rotations here in order to get our setups the way we want them for defense and everything. Ideally, we really want the Vegetas to get the kill here, because Tech Vegeta not having the guard, I don't think he'll tank a super particularly well. To be fair, Majin Vegeta, if he gets supered, will be fine. The int one. I guess they're both Majin Vegeta now, aren't they, after the Tech one transforms, but we should be looking good here. Would have been nice to get the final explosion in here as well, but it is what it is. Is he going to super Tech Vegeta, or are we going to get away with this here? Let's see. You're through. And then does a tiny chunk of his health, thanks to the burst mode modifiers. Alright, so what we got going here? Oh, okay, well, it's just, oh, I mean, perfect. I wanted to see it. Ask and ye shall receive. So there you go. Let's finish our boy off here with the final explosion. Surely this will finish him off.
For good. I'll keep you from coming back this time. I blow you to dust. Farewell, Bulma, Trunks. Even you.
Still such a great active skill. This Vegeta, Majin Vegeta, the int Majin Vegeta, has aged really well because he's so good defensively. If Vegeta family gets some solid buffs, like I really want a really good standalone Vegeta for Saiyan Day, whether it's God, Super Saiyan 4, the first Super Saiyan fight against Android 19, something like that. If we get a really good Vegeta family buff, like Vegeta and Trunks are still good, this guy's still good, like it'd be quite fun to use a strong Vegeta family team again. So, but anyway, there you go. That is the burst mode completed. We got our 6,000 points. Well, 6,010 was it? With a full Majin Buu Saga team. Int and tech units only. Struggled a little bit for key. I mean, we definitely could have probably made a tighter team that had better links or what have you. But there you go. We can go into our burst mode missions. Everything is complete. Except for we should now just have the remaining category, the Mastered Evolution. I, of course, will do a separate video for that where we still get the 6,000 points. But as I always say in these, right, if you get the 6,000 points with one team, now technically all you need to do is go into the burst mode, take off all the modifiers and just put on the Mastered Evolution only one. And then that means with none of the other modifiers, the event will only be as difficult as a normal Dokkan event. You'll just absolutely smash it, and then you finish the other mission. So that is the quickest and easiest way to get all the missions done. But with my burst mode videos, I do like to get 6,000 points with both teams just to show that it can be done. So that's what we will do for the next one. So let me know what team you guys used down below. What burst mode score did you get? Did you just go for the 6,000? Did you try and set a high score? And if so, let me know what score you got. Let me know all of that stuff down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.